For VOA Learning English, this is the Education Report. The United Nations Children's Fund is appealing to international donors to help provide education money for Syrian school children. Safe places to learn, teachers and supplies are all lacking, and almost 2 million young Syrian students have dropped out of school. UNICEF says about 40% of students from grades 1 to 9 across the nation no longer attend formal classes. UNICEF spokeswoman Maurizio Mercado says about half of those children are now refugees in Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, and Turkey. In the northern city of Aleppo, for example, only 6% of children of school age are in classrooms. But the school year there and in other locations began as planned on September 15th. Talk of a military strike by the United States had caused uncertainty about starting classes. But schools opened after strikes appeared less likely. Still, many children who once walked to school are now taken there by their parents, and other families have simply left the country. Lebanon now is trying to help about 550,000 school-age Syrian refugee children. UNICEF says the Lebanese public educational system can take care of 300,000 Lebanese children. UNICEF is establishing schools for refugee children in buses. In Jordan, UNICEF says about 2/3 of 150,000 Syrian school-age children are not in school. In Iraq, UNICEF says 9 out of 10 Syrian refugee children are out of school. Inside Syria, Ms. Mercado says the educational system has been torn apart. Both UNICEF and the Syrian government says about 3,000 schools have been damaged or destroyed. For VOA Learning English, I'm Alex Villarreal. For VOA Learning English, this is the Education Report. Keep Pen Only is a non-profit organization that holds songwriting workshops for students across the United States. The organization recently visited a school in the Anacostia area of Washington. The children presented a concert with the help of songwriter and recording artist Paul Reisler. He established Keep Pen Only in 1999. Since then, he has worked with more than 35,000 students and produced more than 2,200 songs. He says, the power of music can teach children skills they might not learn in schools. He believes the American educational system is focused too much on standardized tests designed to measure knowledge. But Paul Weisler says we now live in a creative economy. He says his group is trying to inspire children to be creative. At our elementary school in Anacostia, 95% of students come from poor families. Marlon Ray is the school's dean of students. He says some of the children have difficult lives, but he says these kids still want to strive for greatness. Jonna Turner is director of program at the schools. She says the 4th and 5th grade students are often focused on more than school. Some have to help their families or live in homeless shelters. A shooting took place in April directly in front of the school. No one was injured, but the incident affected the whole community. Students are often influenced by what happens around them. Still, our elementary school has a positive and hopeful atmosphere. Marlon Ray says the workshop and concert made possible by Kid Pen Alley created good memories that will last for a year. For VOA Learning English, I'm Lauren Bowman. This is the VOH Special English Education Report. About 1/5 of Americans aged 6 to 19 are considered overweight. To reduce that number, some schools are teaching children to make better food choices. The E.W. Stokes Public Charter School in Washington has started to include food topics in its 3rd grade math and English program. Peter Nolly is the curriculum director for a program called Farm to Desk. He says they are doing this in part to address the issue of childhood obesity. He says one of the main components of our program is our belief that if kids are exposed to positive and hopeful atmosphere, that has the most potential to impart long-term change. Teacher Hannah Chen recently used for example to teach 8 and 9-year-olds in a math class how to make combinations. For example, they figured out the different combinations that could be made with a pizza and 2 toppings. School chef Makisa Day says the schools buys most of the food from local farms, but the school has a garden for the students to grow some of the vegetables themselves. The children, they love it, she says. Teacher Hannah Chen agrees. She says, we have a salad bar at the school, and now the kids love the salad bar. They love the fruits and vegetables, so I think it is making a big difference in their lives. She says students also learn how to read the sugar and fat content listed on food packages. She says the E.W. Stokes Public Charter School in Washington plans to expand the Farm to Desk program to other grades next year. Charter schools get public money but do not have to follow the same rules as traditional schools. Many charter schools have specialized area of study, like Environmental Charter High School near Los Angeles, California. Students learn the importance of protecting the environment. Rigo Estrada says he used to be the kind of person who threw trash on the street, but now he has done things like clean up beaches and teach elementary school students about the importance of water conservation. He says he now knows that going green actually is a really serious topic. Students learn from teachers and outside experts, like the owner of an environmentally friendly business. They also learn how to prepare a business plan that they can use to help pay for college. For VOA Learning English, I'm Alex Villarreal.